the kitchen. Today we're going to be making ravioli. So before starting anything, you're going to want to have your knives freshly sharpened. You always sharpen your knives at the beginning, the middle and the end of food preparation. This is how you sharpen a knife. If your knife is very blunt, you want to have it on a 90-degree angle, slightly reduce it. So you go to 45, reduce that, give it a feel, it's getting sharper, reduce the angle. Crack 3 eggs into the centre of the well. You then want to add 1 tablespoon of salt to season the dough. Using a fork, whisk these eggs as much as you can in the well as possible. And then start to incorporate the flour and eggs together, forming a dough. Once this dough has formed, gradually add flour to the dough, but be careful not to add too much flour as this will form a very dry dough. So instead you do it over time. You work the dough, add a little bit of flour. You work the dough, add a little bit more flour. As you can see here, I've used a piece of dough to take the majority of the dough off my fingers as it just gets stuck. So now give your hands a clean. Keep working the dough. You want to work the dough for around 20 to 30 minutes to really get that gluten stretching. As you can see here, it's not there yet. So I keep kneading the dough. As you saw, I showed you a technique on how to knead. You can use this and you can use many other techniques. If you've ever made bread, you can also use the bread kneading technique to make pasta. So just keep kneading. You're going to do this for 20 to 30 minutes as I said, and then you'll have this perfect dough. And you want to rest this in the fridge for 20 to 30 minutes also. So here I've used a blowtorch to char grill the skin on the tomatoes. This automatically cooks the tomato and leaves some great flavour. You really feel the taste of fire when you're eating these tomatoes, which is just a game changer, so you should really try it out at home. I'm now taking my dough out of the fridge as it's rested. I'm rolling it out, paper thin, ready for later for the filling. I'm now preparing my herbs, starting off with the thyme. You saw how I picked the thyme from the branch, I guess, from the stick of thyme. You guys want to do the same. I then just rolled the herbs into a cigar and ran my knife through it even. I then did the same for the coriander. This just ensures an even dice all along. Finally, slice your spring onions as it will look amazing at the end when you use them as garnish. Layer your basil, roll it into a cigar, and then run your knife through it to create a chiffonade. Roughly chop your onion as this is going to be used for sauce, so no worries if it's all chunky. And then pick some micro leaves off your basil plant. Run your knife through your garlic with salt to create a mince paste. Roughly chop your spring onions and your tomatoes for the sauce. And now, with careful attention, you want to specifically cut your char-grilled tomatoes we made earlier in attempt to consider the end result and how your dish will look. And now I'm showing you exactly how to get rid of the fat and blood on those chicken breasts that you buy from the supermarket. So here we go. Just follow along my step by step. So as you can see, I'm just trimming the fat. And then I'm doing this throughout the whole breast. Honestly, the knife and the breast just sort of guides you. You don't have to think too much. You just look, you see the fat, and you just quickly snip it off with your knife. Well, quickly and carefully, of course. We don't want any broken or cut fingers. But anyways, as you examine the breast, you'll just see more and more as you go along. And then as you keep taking it off, just look at that. There's nothing bad about this. It's all the fat, it's gone. All the negative things about this supermarket breast is gone. But anyways, I then followed the fat trace at the front on the breast to separate the chicken, to fillet it in a way. I'm now cutting slices across the breast that I made flat so that I can have a small delicate filling inside of my ravioli, as I do not want big chunks of meat in such a small petite ravioli. I'm then cutting big dices for the separate dish. This is just so you can use all of the chicken and it doesn't go to waste. I'm now preparing for later because you know in a kitchen it's all about preparation, so I'm cubing my butter so that I can use it when seasoning the food. And I'm then combining all the ingredients to marinate the chicken, as you guys can see. Don't be too specific with measurements, I'm not, and it always works out great. Just trust your gut, and that is the key really. As you can see, I used multiple different types of things such as vinegar, salt, sugar. This all balances out. This is all part of the science behind cooking. You guys will learn about this. But anyways, let's get down to the cooking now, because we've been doing a lot of preparation for this and I bet you guys are just really excited to smell those flavors. So as you can see, I'm just combining all the ingredients together, getting the sauce ready to go, seasoning as I go, as I do not want bland food and I'm sure you don't too. But as you can see, I just checked the temperature for the chicken to ensure it was fully cooked. So I can see a clear reduction in my sauce, so I'm just adding some more liquid to it so that it doesn't burn. And I'm doing this for flavour too, as the chicken stock will give it some flavour. I also added corn flour with the chicken stock to thicken it up as well, as I don't want a watery sauce. I'm now just combining all the ingredients for the ravioli filling. As you guys can see, we're now cubing the mozzarella, which is going to be absolutely exquisite inside of the ravioli. Guys, imagine you cut into this ravioli and you get a beautiful melted cheese in the inside. It's just what you want, am I right or am I right? And now the moment has come. We are coming closer and closer to this being ready, so you know, hold on tight because we're nearly done. But anyways, we're now getting the raviolis ready, and you guys saw that I used my glass to measure out how much space I needed between them in order to get perfect raviolis. So you guys don't have to have a specific cutter or anything, like you can literally just do this at home with what you have. And yeah, so now we are cooking the ravioli. What I did with mine, I don't want to give you guys a specific time because you might make a thicker or thinner pasta, but I basically just kept checking on it, but you know, 5 to 10 minutes I would say. So now here you go guys, this is my process of building my plate when your imagination just gets spat out onto a plate. And that's basically what happened with me, and this is what I achieved. I'm looking forward to see you guys that recreate the dish. Let me know what you think of it, and if you would change anything about it. Thank you ever so much for watching. Hold on tight because I will be coming out with more videos soon. Hopefully the next video that comes out is a Q&A so that you guys get to know me a little bit more. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe and comment. Thank you.